We continue looking at the examination questions one more time. The examination questions are there to help you understand how the questions are asked and just have an idea of how questions are phrased. They can help you to know what to do and how to go about the course. You see, the question I'm reading is question number 1. It's saying, can you describe and explain the strategy being followed by a certain company in terms of explanation of competitive strategy? Now, you see, in this question, you are given a scenario. You're given a scenario, then you are to advise the strategic options that are available for this person to do what to follow. So what I am going to do in this lecture, since we have got different strategic options that we have, ranging from, competitive strategies, we have another set of options. We call them the product market strategies. There are other market strategies. We call them the growth strategies and the decline strategies. So in the part 1 of this session of the strategic options, I talked about the competitive strategies and the product market strategies. What I want to communicate now to you is the strategies. These are the strategies about growth, the growth strategies and the decline strategies. So please, we ask you to pay particular attention. This will help you to follow through how the questions are asked and how to answer them successfully. It is very important that as you study, you always pay attention to the work that we actually do have here. It shall help you. It is very important that we do just that. Okay, now, we need to look at the growth strategies. What strategies do we have that are known as the growth strategies? The growth strategies are categorized into the following. Number 1, we have got the mergers and the acquisitions. We have the joint ventures and the strategic alliances. These are the growth strategies, the mergers, the acquisitions, the joint ventures, and the strategic alliances. How do you now use these strategies, the growth strategies? Now, growth strategies, number 1, let's pick out the mergers and acquisitions. How do you use this growth strategy called the mergers and acquisitions? You see, when you look at the mergers and acquisitions, they are a much used strategic option. They especially are suited for situations where alliances and partnerships do not go far enough. So in providing a company with the access to the need resources and the capabilities, then you need these options. You need to go for the acquisitions and mergers. Okay. Mergers are very important because what we have to understand is that ownership does tie, the ownership ties, they are more permanent than the partnership ties. So allowing the operations of mergers and acquisition participants to be tightly integrated and creating more in-house control and autonomy. So this is very important. Now, what is merging? What do you understand by mergers? Merging with or acquiring another company, often a competitor, can dramatically strengthen a company's market position. To merge simply means bringing the two companies that are selling the same product and let them start existing as one. That's a merger. Then acquisition is buying the company, like you buy the actual company, stops existing, it becomes part of that company, it has been bought, okay? Stops existing independent. That's about acquisitions. Now, when you do merge or you acquire another company, what happens is that as a competitor, you can manage to strengthen the company's market position and actually open new opportunities for competitive advantages. So when you combine operations with a rival, this can fill resource gaps. This can also allow, the new company to do things which the prior company could not do alone. So you find that when you combine, bring this new company, the other company will suggest we wanted to do this. I also wanted to do this, so we want to do that. You even do new things. Now, together, the companies may have stronger technological skills. They can have even better competitive capacities. They may have more attractive lineup of products and services, a wider geographic coverage and a greater financial resource with which to invest in research and development. So acquisitions and mergers are one of the growth strategies that are used. Actually, it's one of the strategies. Get the mergers, merge with other companies or acquire other companies. It's a growth strategy. The second growth strategy is what is known as joint ventures. Now, what happens with joint ventures? A joint venture, by the way, is a long-term strategy that requires commitment of resources, commitment of services by two or more legally separate entities to a combined undertaking for their mutual benefit. So the two companies will come together, bring their resources, they bring their services. They just want to do a certain undertaking for their mutual benefits. After this undertaking, then they will separate. So they just come together for a certain undertaking. So you find that the joint ventures usually they take place when involved entities have no adequate resources to separate, undertake, the respective businesses. So you find that they come together. Let's do this, guys. They come together, they run that undertaking, and when they're done, they're done. It's one of the growth strategies that is actually used. It's a growth strategy. So we have talked about mergers and acquisition as the first growth strategy, and the joint ventures as part of the growth strategies. The strategic alliances, is also one of the strategies that is used. The growth strategy. We are looking at the growth strategies that you have to embark on. A strategic alliance, it occurs when two or more businesses join resources for a certain period of time. You just join resources for a certain period of time. And these businesses are usually not in competition, okay? They are not in competition, but they provide similar products or services that are directed towards the same target audience. So you do align, okay? So for example, in South Africa, Protea Hotels have formed a strategic alliance with budget car rentals. This strategic alliance enables both businesses to gain competitive advantage, actually through access to the strategic partners' resources, the markets, the databases, the technologies, among others. So you see, when you go for strategic alliances, other advantages that strategic alliances offer for both partners would include, number one, it would include growth through expansion. Okay. When you do these strategic alliances, you may also have the share of technical and operational know-how. You can share with each other. You can have more time for each partner to focus on its core business. Each partner can focus on their core business. And cost reduction is what usually happens when you do strategic alliances. Okay. So you can do joint ventures, you can do mergers, you can do strategic alliances. Now, colleagues, I have talked about the growth strategies. Okay, we have talked about competitive strategies in the other part one of this recording of this video. We talked about competitive strategies. We also talked about the product market strategies. But this time around, in this video, we talked about, the growth strategies and the decline strategies. Now, there are some situations when your product or your business just reaches the decline. You can't do anything. You can't redeem it. So during the decline strategies, what do you do? How do you behave? How do you do things when you're in the decline stage? Okay, what strategies can you use so that you don't completely lose out? Okay, so the decline strategies are strategies that are employed by organization. Okay, when number one, they want to refocus its activity. If a firm wants to refocus the activities in order to remain or become profitable by, cutting costs drastically. You want to cut the costs drastically, but you still want to remain profitable. Or where maybe in the long run growth and profit opportunities are unavailable. You check in the long run, there are no profits here. There are no opportunities that are available. You check, you find that other opportunities are more attractive out there. And you also check, you find that there is a period of economic uncertainty. So when you are faced with all these situations, then you can embark on decline strategies. Number one, you do this when you want to refocus the activities in order to remain or become profitable by cutting the costs. You can go for these strategies, the decline strategies now, where a long-run growth, or you check, you find that the profit opportunities are unavailable. When you just look at in the industry, like there is no profit opportunities available. And you see that opportunities are maybe somewhere else you have where there are more attractive opportunities, and you find that there is also a period of economic uncertainty. Then you back on the decline strategies. The following are the decline strategies. There are 5 of them. Number one, there is what you call restructuring. Restructuring, there is harvesting, there is turnaround. Restructuring, harvesting, turnaround, divestiture, or liquidation. Liquidation, divestiture, turnaround, harvesting, and restructuring. These are the 5 decline strategies. As a strategic manager, you reach at this situation where you have, the business is declining in terms of its operations. What do? You embark on these strategies, and you need to learn how we use these strategies very well. Okay? Right. Let's start with the first decline strategy. It is called the structure. What about the structuring? This is a strategy that involves radically changing a company's organizational. You can change the company's financial. You can change the company's operating structure to permanently and swiftly address serious financial and operational issues that could lead to its shutdown or liquidation. When you analyze, you are about to shut down, you are about to liquidate the company. You need the strategies to come and analyze, where is the problem? Are we still able to come back, bounce back? Then when you analyze, you check, then you embark on this restructuring strategy. When you restructure, you have to change the company's organizational, you can change the financial and the operating structure so that it can swiftly address the serious financial and operational issues, these issues that can lead you into, a shutdown. The company, what it does is that it encounters financial and operational difficulties that could lead to their demise or demise. So one way the corporations can avoid a total shutdown is through restructuring, which actually reduces the level and severity of financial losses. Just restructure the company. Now, a restructuring involves negotiating the different positions taken by investors and owners. Have to, negotiate those. So you ask the people who hold the equity, you engage the people who are lenders, the creditors who control the debt, and the final result generally provides a peaceful resolution to stress the condition. So restructure the company. It's about to decline. Restructure it. The other strategy is called the turnaround strategy. What about a turnaround strategy? With a turnaround strategy, it's a strategy that focuses on eliminating inefficiencies in an organization. You just eliminate inefficiencies in an organization. So it is most suited for dealing with the situations where an organization is found in a situation where its profits are declining, actually for many reasons, but could still be worthy saving. So you will see that when you're dealing with such a situation where organization or an organization is found in a situation where the profits are declining for many reasons, but could still be worthy saving, okay, then you can do a turnaround strategy. A turnaround strategy has got many reasons as to why we go for it. The reasons for the decline fortunes could include number one. These would be the reasons for declining fortunes. That could include poor management, okay, inadequate financial control, the price or product competition. What can lead to the decline would be the following: poor management, maybe inadequate financial control. It could be the issue of pricing and product competition, or a high cost structure and a change in the pattern of demand are some of the possible factors that can lead to a decline in profits. Now, turnaround strategies can focus on reducing costs and assets in order to reverse decline sales and profits. So it can also focus on reducing the number of employees as well as closing unprofitable businesses. You can be a company running and doing many businesses. Check those that are not profitable, close them, and eliminate the number of employees. Some employees that may not really be very essential at that time, remove them. Further, a push to increase sales to cover costs can also be seen as an option to salvage the situation. You can push for more sales this time around. This is called a turnaround strategy. It is a turnaround strategy. We also have what is known as a harvesting strategy, which is actually very interesting. Now, harvesting strategy is a decline strategy that is used when an organization seeks to maximize cash flow in the short run. We want to maximize cash flow in the short run. We need more of cash. So regardless of the long-term effect, harvesting is generally pursued in organizations that are unlikely to be sold for a profit, but are capable of yielding cash during harvest. I've said that this one is generally pursued in organizations that are not likely to be sold for a profit, but are capable even of yielding cash during harvest. So management can do what? They can decrease investments when they want to embark on this one. They can cut maintenance and reduce advertising and research in order to cut costs, and they can improve cash flow. Can decrease investments, cut maintenance, reduce advertising, and the research in order to cut costs and improve cash flow. This strategy could have a detrimental effect on the organization's long-term survival. So if you want to think about things in the long run or long term, then you don't go for harvesting strategy. Harvesting strategy is just for short term. We have another strategy which we call divestiture. Now, the decline strategy called divestiture is a decline strategy that involves the sale of a business or a major component of that, so that you can achieve a permanent change in the scope of operations. you can sell a business, a major component of the business, so that you can achieve a permanent change in the scope of operations. Why divestiture? The reasons are different. They can actually include recognition that one of their businesses presents a mismatch with their other businesses, or when a company is in financial need and they realizes that its cash flow or financial stability can be greatly improved if businesses or components of these businesses with high market value can be sold. So you can think about that. And you sell the part of the business as well as you try to strategize. So this actually, it is done for many reasons. And one of them would include the recognition that one of the businesses has got a mismatch with the other businesses, okay? Or maybe the company is in financial need and realizes that the cash flow or financial stability can greatly improve if we sold such a business. That's divestiture. The last one is called the liquidation, okay? The last decline strategy is called liquidation, which is actually the last option. When everything fails, go for liquidation. What is liquidation? This one actually is when you sell all the assets of the company and you stop existing. So now liquidation is selected when the owners and the strategic managers of an organization admit failure. They admit that, no, Apa, we have failed. And they recognize that this least attractive of all strategies is the best way of minimizing the loss to the stakeholders on the organization. So liquidation can therefore be seen as the most extreme form of the decline strategies, and that the entire organization ceases to exist. Just sell everything, stop existing. Now, you see, planned liquidation may be a worthwhile strategy for an organization because the organization can liquidate its assets for more cash than the market value of its shares. So you need a plan, but there is also forced liquidation where you didn't even foresee this and you're just closing down. So these are some of the strategies that are available to you, the decline strategies. We talked about the growth strategies, and I have also talked about the decline strategies. For the purposes of an exam, you have to make sure that you understand and you know all these strategies by heart, one by one. I wish you well. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel.